think Bidzina is trying to kill two birds with one stone, or I would say multiple birds with one stone. And the stone is the 4th of October as a pretext.
Gharibashvili and Liluashvili, I have inside info, reliable, that they are already detained. It's just not announced yet, and they don't know what to do with that.
If Gharibashvili is arrested and charged, it means that Ivanishvili no longer cares about popular support.
Margulashvili, traitor. Gharibashvili, corrupt and traitor. And his vision. Foreign Minister General is a traitor. Partskhaladze, corrupt. Liluashvili, corrupt. Gharibashvili, corrupt and traitor. Liluashvili, corrupt and traitor. Partskhaladze, corrupt, traitor and criminal. Gomelauri, incompetent. Gaharia, corrupt, traitor and agent. So Salome Zurabishvili, corrupt, traitor and agent.
Hello and welcome to Talk Georgia Question Time with me, Giorgi Rukhadze.
And with me, Nodar Kharshiladze.
This is a special edition of Talk Georgia where Nodar and I answer your questions about Georgian and regional politics.
It brought to you by Droeba Media Group, trusted source of information and analysis.
And GSAC, a think tank providing comprehensive political analysis of Georgia and wider Black Sea region, also academic and practical training for postgraduate students and mid-career professionals.
And now let's go to our question. Actually, you unified again.
Yes, question. I did, because there are not a lot of questions, but a number of questions, and I'm trying to at least fuse fewer of them together.
Yeah, time effective. Yes, it's good.
These questions came from Shota and Theo, and I merged them together, and it goes like this: insulting and fining the OSCE Chair, banning partisan protests, raids on Gharibashvili, Liluashvili and Partskhaladze, and all in just 2 days. What's going on? Has Ivanishvili gone mad?
Well, this is a very good question. I mean, the last one, I like it very much.
Okay, yeah, you can start from there.
Yeah, has Ivanishvili gone mad? Yes and no. Yes, from a perspective, if you look at isolated, yes, and if you look at these 2 days, yeah, he's definitely gone mad. And if you now go back to 2018 and look Ivanishvili at that time and compare, you'll see that this guy is completely insane now. I mean, he's mental. But if you look his evolution step by step, maybe it's going mad, but very slowly. So it's not going mad, but it's, I think, self-radicalization and self-isolation under the false advices he was getting by his entourage, especially Mr. Shatirishvili. But it's his fault that he doesn't only listen to this advice, but follows them. So that's you're going to mad. If that is going to mad, yes, definitely. But mad people, patients with different mental illnesses, these unfortunates who has that, there are different stages. There are people who can perfectly live in normal society. There are people who are very not very fit and they have to be isolated, but not going to medical part because we are not trained specialists in that. These kind of people, they would have a problem creating these complicated schemes which Bidzina does. So his tactical touch has not gone anywhere. What he did in 4th of October demonstrated us that he's very sharp when it comes to the solving the local problem. So calling them mad would not be accurate from that perspective. Yeah. But from strategic perspective, yeah, it is even if he's not mad, it is a madness. Okay, yeah, this is definitely madness. Now, on the Gharibashvili and Liluashvili, I have inside info, reliable, that they are already detained. It's just not announced yet, and they don't know what to do with that. And Ivanishvili is still thinking how to proceed with that. And so they are under. They kept one, I think, under house arrest, and second is under actual arrest, but not officially. Partskhaladze is not here. He is in Moscow, so he cannot be physically detained. Now, what this proves? It proves that they were waiting for elections, as we predicted, actually. That after elections, they would do that. There is this theory that Liluashvili was cooperating with 4 of October guys, and there were some footages I don't know what type of footages of the compromising nature on political level, which he was ready to give to these people. And few days prior to that, Georgian Dream contacted him and said that we know you are gonna do that. Don't do that. Let's settle down. Let's have peace. And they both agreed, and then Georgian Dream lied to them. It turns out that they did. I mean, because there is no peace. I mean, at least this already, crackdowns on their and raids on their houses shows that there is no peace. So, whatever story was, fact is that yesterday was a significant step from Georgian Dream. Former Prime Minister, no less, was the target of the official raid initiated by prosecutor's office. So if and when, as I know already, Gharibashvili is arrested, then there is a question mark: who cannot be arrested? If they are arresting their own popular guy, Gharibashvili, who is quite popular in a core Georgian Dream. Still. It means that nobody has any assurances, whoever gives them, those could be false, because Gharibashvili had such assurances. Especially in situation when, yes, Gharibashvili was corrupt, but he was loyal. He did not commit sin of betrayal towards Ivanishvili. I mean, not that we know of. Even when he withdrew from positions, usually like last time, he was always very considerate, very calm, very quiet, and he always prized Bidzina. That's how his that's how his comeback was orchestrated. So now, if such a guy who had a personal links with Bidzina, never betrayed him, yes, was corrupt, but corruption is not a carnal sin in Georgian Dream's register. If he is arrested, then whoever businessman was there and made some money, whoever politician was there, nobody is safe. Nobody can say that tomorrow it won't be me. So, and on our side as well, if Georgian Dream is arresting their own prime minister, you, me, or a camera guy or anybody else can be very easily arrested as well. I mean, there is nothing stopping them now for going deeper and deeper. Gharibashvili was last test. Will they dare? And they did. Raids already are done. They are already. Their reputation is destroyed. And we were discussing prior to starting, and your joke about that's now different Georgian Dream guy saying that Gharibashvili, who is he? I mean, I can recall him somewhere. Yeah? That's how. I mean, we discuss it. They are not just arrested; they are deleted. I mean, now you should see some propagandists in Georgian Dream saying that, this is unfortunate, but let's not forget that Georgian Dream is Mr. Bidzina Ivanishvili. So suddenly Gharibashvili is forgotten. And now all goes to only one or two guys dared to say openly that what you guys are doing. He's one of the core, but these were very minor part of the support. The majority, no problem. I wonder what they will say after they come after them, because this is the process which will eventually get there. So, and going up to the first part, OSCE Chair. I think you can, and you will speak more comprehensively about it, but one thing is clear that she didn't back down. She was quite sharp in her responses, and she made a very good comments towards Kobakhidze. Now our chairman of parliament made a very funny comment that she should step down and things like that. So, yeah, this bickering with the West is not slowing down either. I mean,
intensifying. Yeah.
And finding her was funny, unnecessary, and very ridiculous gesture with 5,000 lari, which she didn't even comment it. I don't think that she commented.
No, she didn't. Well, at least so far she didn't.
Yeah. So I think that also shows that there are no changes on the international dimension. They will continue to be confrontational. they will wait for better Europe to materialize with the AfD, with Mademoiselle Le Pen in France, yes, and with first, that there is a very small chance for it. The second, even if that happens, that won't be good for Georgian Dream. They don't care. This is some kind of idea fix, like it was a Trump. And Trump did not work out so much. I mean, yes, they did not get additional sanctions. That is true so far. But they did not get any response for him either.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Trump now, after temporarily, I believe, solving Israeli Gaza issue, now he is now fully committed back to Ukraine, and I don't think that he cares about Georgian Dream or Bidzina Ivanishvili at all. So this is a situation where things getting more intense. They are now past of all kind of Rubicon, all kind of. I mean, Gharibashvili was the last one, I think, and I do believe that we should be expecting more and more arrests. Small purge will be not that small anymore. Now it's dozens of people. Okay, if you take several dozens of them, I think 5 or 6 dozens in total arrested now.
Yeah, if we're talking about the 4th of October, it's 62 people.
Yeah, so 5 dozens.
Yeah.
I think it will go to hundreds. At least few hundred people will be arrested.
I agree. Yeah.
And among these 200, I think at least 20-25% will be Georgian Dream people. Yeah, so that is the next step. And let's see what comes next, because now speaking logically about Georgian Dream or Bidzina Ivanishvili makes no sense. I mean, we would make fools of ourselves if we try to apply classical logic, because this question of these 2 individuals, Shota and Theo, I believe, I think is very valid. One might think that he's gone mad, and even if he does not, he is outside of his own logic, definitely. So we can't use logic as a measurement for his action, or as a kind of the tool to predict what might happen. There is no logic in arresting Gharibashvili from Georgia. There is no logic in fining OSCE chairman, quite influential politician in Europe. So here's my take. I think things, as we predicted, unfortunately, are getting worse, and this is just the beginning.
Okay, and Nodar, I'll continue from what you said, that, well, yes, it is impossible to predict based on something that will happen based on logic. And also, I agree with you that Bidzina hasn't gone mad, but this is absolute madness, what he's trying to do. But at the same time, we have to face it that this is Bidzina's style. So he follows his style, and the question says that, okay, why so quickly? I mean, in 2 days, there were at least 4 or 5 things that but they generated. And I think that this is deliberately done to create this informational noise that in that fog, it's very difficult just to navigate. But they think that they have these goggles that can be used in darkness, but some others don't, and they are trying to create this mist, and within this mist to very quickly achieve their goals. In other words, I think Bidzina is trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, or I would say multiple birds with 1 stone. And the stone is the 4th of October as a pretext. And based on that pretext, now they are trying to use this, as they portray it, as unsuccessful attempted coup d'etat to punish opposition leaders, protest leaders, but their own people as well. Right. Again, in terms of, let's start from, again, what happened within these 2-3 days. Again, Georgian Dream basically went to war with the OSCE this is the let's not forget that this is the only organization, international organization,
We
that still cooperates with the Georgian dream. I mean, the European Union, some of the others, European Union states, democratic world, basically stopped cooperating with them, cut down all the contacts, etc. The only organization that used to do it until now was the OSCE. With the gesture that the Rukhadze did, it's not only just fining her. I think it was more than that. I don't know if you watched Rukhadze on public broadcaster on the day after. He said terrible things. I mean, he insulted Minister Voltanen a number of times, calling her a liar or a deliberate liar, and the 51st protester, Akatsuki, something this the derogatory term that the Georgian dream use. Well, Akatsuki is not a derogatory term, but they are using it to to make fun of the protesters. Okay. By doing that, this is a clear signal that they are going to war with the democratic world, even with the OSCE. That's the isolation. True and almost 100% isolation from the democratic world. Another thing that happened, it is not mentioned in the question, but it is also part of that isolation. Rukhadze, the day after, he insulted the Minister Voltanen, he announced educational reform, which basically advocates isolating Georgian education system from Bologna process and from the democratic world as well. So again, the one line is that, again, the Georgian dream is going towards this line, almost 100% isolation. Second thing is that new law in parliament, that was yesterday, they adopted new amendments to the law on political parties, which gives constitutional court the right to ban not only parties, and there is like list of 10 parties that the Georgian dream has ready to start the process with the constitutional court, but also individuals. The people who may not have been part of those parties or members of those parties, etc. But if somehow somebody decides that Nodar was aligned with some of those parties, they can ban your political rights, ban you from running for office or taking office or starting a party or being a member of the party, etc., etc. So that also a signal that it's not just isolation that they are moving towards, but also there's a clear sign of dictatorship. I mean, this is the hybrid of Russian and Belarusian laws that they are even in those countries, even there they are not that strict as it is now. The third move was the new amendments about protest-related offenses. So you block the road, you go to prison for 15 days. The second time you block the road, it's criminal offense and 1 year. If you construct something there, or you disobey the police order to disband, then you are going to prison from 60 to up to 4 years. So again, that's another sign that, they want to crack down on protest, but not just crack down, but to finish it once and for all. And the final thing, you talked about it, is the raids on Gharibashvili, Liluashvili, Partskhaladze. I think you singled out Gharibashvili rightly. Because to me, if it becomes official, and if Gharibashvili is arrested and charged, it means that Ivanishvili no longer cares about popular support. Again, you mentioned it rightly that Gharibashvili is one of the very few in the Georgian dream who's got popular support, who is supported and respected in some ways. And also he is the type of Georgian dream propaganda guy We talked about this. Well, he is a typical Georgian. He is a Christian. He is a family man. He's conservative. He's corrupt. He cares about his relatives, etc., etc. Again, typical Georgian dream type politician. Okay, so if Ivanishvili is attacking this kind of people within his own party and encouraging Rukhadze, who is absolute opposite of Gharibashvili, so going in that direction, it means that we see the clear dictatorial signs. Dictators don't care about popular support. They care about the power, if they have, money, and again, law enforcement agencies under their control. So all that being said, I think that we are in the situation where, again, on one hand, there will be more and more isolation of Georgia from the democratic world, and more Russia and China and Iran, okay? Because, they can't be 100% isolated. They need some allies. And on the other hand, we are going into the direction where nobody is safe and nobody is protected. I wouldn't be surprised even tomorrow, for example, Rukhadze and our prosecutor's office arrests the existing ministers, for example. Or maybe if Ivanishvili decides that somebody is a traitor, that everybody could be traitor, then they will move on into that direction. So I think that this is where we are.
Yeah. You remember when I was in our strategic allies capital in Beijing, we discussed this. Don't laugh, it's official. We discussed the siege mentality, which so this is the continuation of that. Now, if Gharibashvili, as you described, family, conservative, acceptably corrupt, kinsman, master of his own relatives, if he can be a traitor, and they have to justify that, his biggest offense cannot be just stealing money. That is, his biggest offense should be dancing with enemy here. With UNM or something. So that makes him traitor.
By the way, the prosecution office said that, these are the multiple cases.
Yeah.
It was not like just this big corruption case. No.
So it's not about lots of money. Nobody
could be. Could be about that. I don't know, but still.
400 million, it was said. 40 million. Yeah, 40 million.
400 million. That was about the money laundering case.
40 million. 40 million. 1 million is 10 kilos.
Okay,
40 million, 400 kilos. Where are you going to put that much money? It's impossible to hide it at all.
You mean though that the money was seized, the cash was seized?
40 million.
I didn't know that was 40 million.
40 million, 400
they didn't
million.
Really.
That was I was said the inside rumor is that they found 40 million, 39 something. So
money room. They have a room.
400 kilos. It's almost half a ton. But going back to that siege thing, if Gharibashvili is a traitor, anybody can be a traitor.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he was the most loyal, the most protective of Byzinas, the most vocal in his defense. You remember he said that everybody owes everything to Byzina. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody, he said. That was his first phrase when he returned back to politics, when he was appointed defense minister prior to his second prime minister. So inside the camp, not everything is well as well, because if you are now Georgian Dream member and you've done some corruption, which the absolute majority did, how would you know that you are not the next of the list?
There's no way that you can know that.
Yeah, you can kiss Byzina. Have you seen these businessmen? Several of them make statements how great Byzina are. They even paid some. You know that every news agency, they have to survive, and our respect to you guys. You can buy a page, and unless it's extremism or terrorism or something good, you can pay for them. You can do it in newspapers as well. So they paid for this page, and they paid for front pages, and they said that we stand together with Mr. Viz. I saw several of them, and it was so funny that these construction guys, or one was the alcohol company owner, saying that, we are here to together defend our victory of 2012. I'm gonna save you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, Gharibashvili is and was, don't forget, the former prime minister, and he had a lot of fan base in Georgian Dream.
Exactly.
And if you take a look at their, social media networks and Facebook pages, there's so much praise that was coming from them to Gharibashvili.
Now it's all Bidzina.
Now I think that there are two ways. Either just to switch only to Bidzina, and try to delete some of those old... but somebody was joking there that, they were naming... just by only first name, they were kind of sending those praises. Irakli, well done, and you are genius, and you are whatever.
Well, now it's Kolbachidze.
Yeah, so, but they are now kind of changing it into Kolbachidze. Irakli Kolbachidze, so they're writing instead of Gharibashvili, and leaving some of those forward.
So, but here, they made a very interesting list about Ivanishvili's human resources policy. Okay, so his choices. So here, Margulashvili, traitor. Gharibashvili, corrupt and traitor. And his vision. Foreign Minister Janelidze, traitor. Partskhaladze, corrupt. Rizhvadze, corrupt. Gharibashvili, corrupt and traitor. Liluashvili, corrupt and traitor. Partskhaladze, corrupt, traitor and criminal. Gomelauri, incompetent. Gakharia, corrupt, traitor and agent. So Salome Zurabishvili, corrupt, traitor and agent. Is a traitor and agent. So 2 out of 3 presidents turned out to be corrupt. Now already it's a third prime minister who is also named as a traitor, because the Gharibashvili was named traitor. Mm-hmm. He was condemned but never legally persecuted, but he was condemned by Bidzina. He spoke about it in length. Gakharia was...
He was starving children. So.
Yeah. Gakharia is under prosecution, and now Gharibashvili. So out of how many? 6 prime ministers or 5?
3 are traitors.
Out of 5, because only Kolbachidze and Bakhtadze remains.
So Bakhtadze still has some time,
So that is Ivanishvili, and the foreign ministers, defense ministers, 2 out of 3 presidents. I don't know. Everybody is a traitor. Here is the list.
Yeah, his strategic HR policy sucks.
So I don't know. Again, next time we don't know who it will be. If Gharibashvili, if he got a mandate towards Gharibashvili, it can be any of us. Tomorrow it can be, I don't know, healthcare minister, or as you said, some minister who still in charge. Because deputy minister of finances, economy was in charge when he was arrested. So let's see. I think that again it will go to hundreds at this stage this year. Let's see if it goes to thousands there, but let's observe. They are slowly increasing in numbers. Now it's 62. I believe in 1 month it will be 100 something, and then in 2 months 200 something. That will be the this is logical gradual evolution of the people.
But it still has some kind of I would say limits, because again they need to think about how many places they have in penitentiary. So it's like
I don't think that I think they will do what Mussolini did, release traditional criminals to free up spaces for because they said the criminals, his famous phrase was, criminals are enemies to everybody. These guys are enemies of me. So that's why enemies of me will be more important to detain. So they will announce some amnesty or something and release more, let's say, the pedestrian criminals, and they will put these guys in their place. So don't worry about it. There are solutions.
Okay. Thank you, Nodar. Thank you for watching us, listening to us. Please subscribe our YouTube channel, and I'll see you next week.